Hey everyone, what's going on? Welcome back. I know it's been a while since I've last posted. Today's video is going to be a bit more sad than my previous videos of our holiday in Bali and Australia. But yeah, this week the Department of Forestry, Fisheries and Environmental Affairs released the 2022 poaching statistics, and they are actually quite scary. So I'm hoping not to make this video too long, but there are a few things I need to go into. I'm obviously no expert, but I just wanted to share my opinion and thoughts on what I've read, and also to share that with you. So let's start off with just the basic stats. So 448 rhinos poached in 2022 with 132 arrests. And out of those 132 arrests, 92 convictions. Just remember those numbers. I will refer back to them later. And then we can also see there's a shift in the poaching, where in the past it's been in mainly Kruger National Park. There's been a huge shift where 244 rhinos were poached in KwaZulu-Natal alone, which is more than double the 102 in 2021. Most of those 244 rhinos in KZN were sadly poached in Hluhluwe in Mfolozi, with 228 of them being there, and the other 16 being in private reserves. What is really sad about all of that is that Hluhluwe in Mfolozi was actually where the southern white rhino, which is what the majority of, all the white rhinos except the two northern white rhinos in the world are, was brought back from extinction right there in the 1950s, 1960s. I'm actually reading a book by Ian Player right now, which now looking at what we've done now in the past few years, it makes it very sad. We also can look back to 2011 when there was the exact same number of poaching incidents, and back then there was 232 arrests, which was exactly 100 more. So in the 10 years we've been able to get more intelligence. Obviously equipment is a lot better, and you can now get special cameras and all that, which is a lot more advanced than they were back then. We shouldn't be having 100 less arrests in those 10 years when we've actually advanced in our technology and all that. So I keep looking down. I've just got some notes down on my laptop. So the Minister of the Department of Forestry, Fisheries and Environmental Affairs, Barbara Creasy, did release a media report, and the headline's actually quite scary that she wrote. I'm just going to quote here: "Relentless pressures forces rhino poachers to abandon national parks in 2022." So firstly, that is full of, I don't want to say incorrect information, because the poaching incidents in Kruger National Park and other national parks have gone down. But really the main national park that has rhinos is Kruger National Park, where the poaching's going so bad there that poachers are even struggling to find rhinos to poach now, which is why they've gone down. So saying that it's purely just because of ranges and all that is false. And I can't even think of other big national parks with big rhino populations. There's a few that have maybe a few hundred or whatever, but no major ones apart from Kruger. And then they also say that Kruger was the only national park that had poaching incidents. However, she didn't say state-owned, which would have been a lot better, because that would include Hluhluwe and Mfolozi, which for certain reasons isn't actually considered national park, which was where most of the poaching happened. She also then goes on to say that KZN should follow the Sam Parks model to help improve the rhino poaching, but it's actually gotten so bad that it's probably too late to follow that model, and I'm not even sure what model she's referring to, because the only model is that poachers can't find rhinos to poach. She also mentions the great work of the hawks and Sam Parks and the green scorpions and all that, and customs officials, which I'll give them credit. They did do a lot of work, and all those good rangers out there, they really do deserve a lot more than what they've been given. However, a lot of that's also it's been around for ages. There's been private organizations that have been offering up this sort of information that they've now started to collect, and they always turn down or refuse to do anything with it. So saying that those specific new departments or whatever are the cause, they had access to that information a long time ago. As Jamie Joseph has said, she's offered them all this most of this information that they've now started gathering back in 2016, and they just refused. The National Prosecuting Authority refused to do anything with it. The last thing I just want to mention in this report is she didn't mention corruption once, and obviously that's a huge thing. I've done a previous video on that on World Rhino Day. If we get rid of the corruption in the national parks and state-owned parks, poaching will decline dramatically. And I just want to refer to something that Jamie Joseph from Saving the Wild once again put in her report, is that back in 2017 she and a whole lot of other media exposed one of the big bosses at RHINO Poaching, and he was released from his position, and those following years poaching declined dramatically. So you can just imagine if you were to get rid of all the corruption in that state-owned park, that you would see those numbers drop dramatically once again, and that we will hopefully be able to help saving the rhino again. I just want to end off with, the government really needs to start working on ways to be able to help the private sector, because they do have a lot of the populations and they get zero funding from the government. Obviously there's certain ideas like legalizing rhino horn. I'm still not too sure where I sit on that. I did see an article the other day that's sparked an idea, but I need to do a lot more research on that before I do another video. I was going to put that in here but decided not to. And just adding on that, sadly on the 2nd, I think it was that Thursday, there was 2 rhinos, Clyde and I forget the other rhino's name, who was poaching survivors from a poaching incident in 2012, but they were once again attacked just 2 weeks ago and sadly killed. I did want to do something sooner, but obviously I've been quite busy with school and all that, so I haven't been able to mention anything on them. And lastly, corruption is ultimately the biggest problem in this whole poaching crisis. So yeah, please share this video far and wide. We do need to really try to help expose those members so that we can help save the rhino, and also those poor other rangers who put their lives on the line, who give it their all to try to help save these species, who have literally, there were rangers last year that died from their positions in anti-poaching. So we really need to help get rid of that corruption so that they can be given a good name, because right now if I was to search sandparks, rangers, a lot of it will be bad, negative comments on them because of this corruption, which is the minority actually. So yeah, please, I just wanted to give you this update on where we are in the poaching and rhinos. If you do want to know more, I will leave some of the sources that I looked up below, as well as Barbara Creasy's press release and Jamie Joseph's response to this all, and also nice analysis from Helping Rhinos. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Please share this video. Also go support those organizations that I've mentioned down below, and otherwise I'll see you in the next video. If you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to go check out that playlist down below or the suggested videos down there. Also, please go and click that red subscribe button right next to me. See you guys in the next video.